This is the Jerry Show, and this is the ThiEYE action camera i60. This is a Wi-Fi action camera. It also has a screen on the back so you can see what you're viewing and also go through the menus. It does have a ton of different menus. It does come with everything that you need to start recording except an SD card. So it comes with the battery. We actually have a waterproof casing here that the camera can sit in. You can access all the buttons right there from the waterproof case, and it has this bag. Everything fits in the bag. I really like that. So you can put the camera, the case, and all the accessories. We have accessories like mounting double-sided tape and adjusting arms or whatever. We have these for mounting it onto a tripod, which is super handy. Then we have a case that doesn't have some holes here on the back. I just think that's so it gets better audio. And then just another clip like that. So it comes with everything you need. The charging cord is right here. It just has a USB charging cord. You plug it into the side over here on the side, and that's where you'll also see the SD card. So the SD card just pops in there and pops out. Below that you'll see it says HDMI micro SD. So one is a charging, one is a HDMI output. So if you wanted to look at live footage directly from this, you could do that as well. We have 4 buttons on this. We have this start, stop, record button. On the front we have a mode button which turns it on, turns it off, and lets you go through the settings. And then we have 2 volume buttons here on the side. And it also doubles as a Wi-Fi button. If you hold that down, it will turn on the Wi-Fi, and that will allow you to go straight to your phone or tablet and control it from there. Otherwise, they will control the volume and going through the menus. So there's lots of features with this camera. I'm going to try to cover all of them. We do have recording on this guy up to, it is 1440p by 30 frames per second, all the way down to 720 by 120 frames per second. And there's just a quick look at the resolution, 12 megapixel camera, down to a 4 megapixel camera, the video codec, the battery, and we can do time lapse with this. We can do photo burst and loop recording if you want to use this for a dash cam. I also wanted to point out this camera does come in 3 different colors. I have the gold one here, which I think looks pretty cool. It also comes in a black and a silver, so you have some color options for your ThiEYE action camera. So let's just go ahead, I'll turn it on here and I'll go through some of the settings, just a basic overview. I'm not sure if I'll know what everything means off the top of my head here, but it's pretty simple to use. And you can see I started it up there and it started to record. I actually have a feature on there right now where it will start recording as soon as you power it on. So I'm just gonna stop recording there. Now you can, this does have sound, so if you wanted to go back and watch your pre-recorded videos, what I just did there is this, I hit the mode button there, and then I can go through either if I want to look at video, photo, or event. So if I clicked on video there, you can see everything I've recorded, and to watch it I would just hit OK and it will play. So that's just showing that off. Let's go through here a little bit more. This is the menus that you have tons of options. This is the video, then we have camera, and then we have the actual settings. And this is where you can go through and see the resolution. You can set the resolution there, the video quality. There's a couple different, there's super fine, fine, and normal. Loop recording, that's for like if you wanted to use a dash cam or something like that. Time lapse. Time lapse records in video mode. So if you want to take a time lapse, you would go here and you would go to how many seconds in between you wanted your time lapse to be, up to 1 minute, and you would basically just go to the video and hit record, and that's how it takes the time lapse. So I just wanted to point that out. It's kind of tricky, or I didn't know at first, so I'm just going to leave that off. Exposure. This camera does it kind of overexposes. Something that I would suggest if you're out on a bright sunny day, go ahead and go into the exposure on this, and you want to manual set it. I set it down to like -2.0, and you can go up and experiment just a little bit more, but that way you'll get some more blues in your sky, and everything won't be so white. And there's some other settings you can do, like white balance, and let me go down here. There was one other one, the ISO I turned all the way down to 50. I must have went past that. There's the exposure, time-lapse, video quality, resolution. I'm not sure where the ISO is, but I did see it on here. Maybe it's under the camera, I believe. So moving on though, we already talked about exposure. Motion detect. This will detect motion. You can kind of use this as a little security camera if you want to set this in the room and turn that on. It will detect motion. I'm gonna leave that off. Car plate, I believe car plate, you just enter the car plate if you had a few of these and you wanted to look through whose footage this was coming through. If you had several drivers or something, you could enter your car plate. Display car plate, that's something to do the same lines, I believe. Quick shooting is when I believe you turn on the camera, it will start to record. And I should have that on, yep. And if I turn that off, when I turn the camera on, it won't record. Now we can move over to the resolution of the photos, and we have it set to 12 megapixels. And like I said, you can set that down all the way down to 2304 by 1728. I'm just going to leave it on the best. Burst, we can do burst where you can do 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Don't get this one confused with the time lapse though, because it's not the same thing. And hit off. Quality, same thing. We have super fine all the way down to normal. Date stamp just puts a date on there. White balance. Exposure, that's another thing you can turn down to get you know, not overexposed images. And there is the ISO I was talking about. You can change that as well, and it goes in increments. Well, we have 50 to 100, then 100 to 200, all the way up to 1600 ISO. Like I said, on bright days, you might want to change that from auto to 50 and also change that exposure, and then you'll just get a lot better quality video. Let's go date. Yep, I already covered that. Image stabilization, that will just keep it more stable. I would suggest keeping that on. And yeah, I think that basically covers everything. Then we can go ahead and we'll move over to the settings, and to move that I'm just hitting this mode button right there, and we can go into car mode. Car mode is when you turn on your car and this gets power, then it will automatically turn on and start recording. Sounds, that's just the beeps that we're hearing. HDR, DSP off. I'm not sure what the DSP is. Display something. I'm not sure what that one is. I'll have to look that one up. Date and time, language. We have the G sensor, and we can adjust that. Low, normal, high. System rotation. If the camera is mounted upside down. Light frequency, system, Wi-Fi name. This is where you can enter your Wi-Fi password. You can make up your own, and this does work really good on the phone or tablet to control it, so that way you don't have to go through all these menus individually. But that's basically a walkthrough of that. Now we'll go ahead and test out some of the footage from this. I put it on a quadcopter, and we'll just kind of take it up there. I also connected it to a little moped and did some riding, so give you an idea of what the footage looks like. So the app you're going to want to install for this is called ThiEYE. It's in the App Store. It's a free app. Let's go ahead and open it up here. Now I'm going to want to go and turn on the Wi-Fi on the camera. So I just hold that down and it will waiting for Wi-Fi connection. Now what I want to do on my phone is make sure I go into my settings and connect to the camera over the Wi-Fi. So there it is, the ThiEYE i60, and I'll go there, go back into the app, and I'll hit connect. So once you're connected to the app, you can do a whole bunch of things right through the app. Just about everything you can do through the camera. We can view previous albums, previous videos that I've already taken. You can see I took some pictures here of the pumpkin. Went and took some of the dog and just miscellaneous things around the house, just testing out the camera here. Now also I can watch videos, and I can also save these directly to my iPhone, which is convenient if you wanted to share them or something like that. Now I can also record directly from here. Just hit record, and you can see that the camera will start to record, and I can stop. I can go into settings. I can do a time lapse right here from the app. I can change the resolution just like that. Burst, I can go down. I can do a time lapse if I wanted to, 10-second time lapse. I can adjust white balance, the date stamp, frequency. Frequency will help if you're indoors and you're recording like a screen. Switching the frequency sometimes will help to get those lines out of the screen. Anyway, system rotation, I can flip the camera upside down. I believe that's what's going on there for system rotation. Wi-Fi configuration, and I can format the SD card directly from the camera, or from the app I should say, sorry. So there you go, the ThiEYE action camera i60. Pretty cool little stylish action camera with a lot of capabilities. I'll put a link in the description, but that's that. Thanks for watching.